Hello, hello. 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 Here, bear with me. I'm trying to share on Facebook as well. You can follow. Technology, guys. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure it out. One second. Come on in. Join me. As we discussed today, I have so much to talk about. Anyways, let me go back to what I need to be doing. Hi. So, hi. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, happy Friday, everyone who's joining and who's going to join later. I am Claudine Umuhire Gasana. I am an immigration attorney here in Houston, Texas. So today is Friday. It's our bi-weekly immigration updates. So today I'm gonna give you some updates because there's always updates in immigration law in the US, you know. So I was saying that some of the news I gave you the past weeks have changed. So, and also I'm going to speak on how does a foreign attorney become a US trained attorney. As you see, I'm an attorney in the US, but I was not trained in the US completely. I trained in Rwanda, and people wonder, oh, how did you become an attorney in the US? So, and I will speak in Kinyarwanda when we get to that part of the video. And I also have some slides, as always, that I want to share. So let's get started. And you know, if you haven't followed, you know the drill. Go ahead and follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Oh, okay, now I did it. No, the one. Actually, this is the one I don't want to share. Let me share another one. This is going to come. Oh no, it's going on. That's weird. Okay. Let me go here somewhere and I'm going to share my PowerPoint. So this is the one I want to share. There we go. Much better. So let me share. First of all, let me share here. And I hope you can join me on here. Okay, so again, this is Claudine Gassana, immigration attorney here in Houston, Texas. This is our bi-weekly immigration update. So I decided, since there's so much going on, since over the last 5 years with Trump and now with Biden, there's always something new. President Trump trying to undo what President Biden trying to undo what President Trump did, but it's not that easy, because the law is complicated here, or the process is complicated. Anyone can sue any state, and our good old Texas state has, along with other states like Louisiana, they have sued the Biden administration to not take away all the policies that the Trump administration has put in place. So but before I get there, I want to give you some good news. So these are hot topics, new updates. The good news today that I want to start with, because sometimes I start with not so good news, is that the House has approved a $3.5 trillion budget, $1 trillion budget, including pathway to lawful residency. So here in the U.S., the Congress is in charge of setting the budget for the function of the government. And part of that is they can include some portions of registration in that do not necessarily touch to the budget, but that will be of benefit to some other policies such as immigration. So the House of Representatives, which is the representatives of members of Congress, has passed this budget, and the bill still needs to pass the Senate. So in order to pass the Senate, all 50 Democrats will have to join on this bill. We have to approve it. And the Vice President, Kamala Harris, will have to be a tiebreaker. So give me 1 moment. Okay. So that means if that happens, this bill we're going to pass. And the good news about immigration, this is the budget, it doesn't concern us. But what concerns us in immigration field is that this bill will include parts of this bill will include a pathway to lawful residency for undocumented children, TPS holders, or people who are coming from countries that are devastated by war and natural disasters, most of them TPS holders, and farm workers. So we are hoping finally that the undocumented children will be able to have a path to a lawful residency. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't say a path to citizenship. It says a path to lawful residency. So we don't know what are the details. This is the first step, and the Judiciary Committee or other committees that are going to work out the details, and also the Senate has to approve this budget. So this bill, as it stands right now, it could go to the Senate. The Senate can change, and then it have to go back to the House, and the final product will be known in the end. And we hope it will finally include these policies, or the laws that will protect immigrants like children and TPS holders and farm workers, finally, because this has been going on for so many years. So finally, we hope this is going to happen. So I will keep you posted. Okay. The second update I want to give you today is this, roller coaster of lawsuits in the federal district courts, and then the Fifth Circuit, and actually we also discussed of the remain in Mexico, which went all the way to the Supreme Court, to the U.S. Supreme Court. So the prosecutorial discretion policy, it basically, as I have explained it in the past, it allows ICE. ICE is like the immigration police, is immigration customs enforcement agency, to decide which cases to pursue in court, to, which people to detain, like immigrants or migrants to detain, and those not to detain. And those who are not a priority are the immigrants or migrants who do not pose national, border, or security and public threat. So if someone has no criminal record, but they have a case in court, usually the ICE or the government can decide not to pursue those cases in court, and then they can clear space for other cases that needs to go through and follow to be decided by an immigration judge. So this was the prosecutorial discretion has been a thing since ICE has started. It's something the executive branch has discretion to do. But when the Trump administration came, it took away this prosecutorial discretion, and they said, no, everyone who crosses the border, everyone who's here illegally is subject to detention. The ICE can detain that person until the person's case is resolved in court. Or even if somebody has a path to, let's say you came in and you have an asylum case in court. We all know very well that cases that are in court, they can be in court for so many years because the courts here in the US, they are backlogged. So and then life happens. You can marry a US citizen. So once you get married to a US citizen, or you have other options that should not necessarily keep you in court proceedings, then there's a way to terminate your case so you can pursue that marriage petition and adjustment of status, or other options like a U visa, VAWA. There are so many different reliefs available without going through the court system. In those cases, then the ICE attorney and your attorney will just discuss, hey, this case, this person, this respondent has other ways to adjust status, other ways to be legal in the US. Can we stop this case? Can you terminate this case so they can pursue these other options? Can we not detain this person because they don't have any criminal record? They don't have any flight risk. Can they wait outside for their court date to be, instead of remaining detained? So that's what the prosecutorial discretion did. And back when the Trump administration came, they took away the authority from the ICE attorneys and ICE department by saying, no, everyone is a priority. It doesn't matter if they don't pose any risk to the society, if they don't have any criminal record. It doesn't matter if they have other options to regularize in the US. So, and then when the Biden administration took office, they say, okay, no, yeah, let's go back to the way things were. We don't need to detain people who don't have a criminal record. We don't need to detain people who have been here for a long time and they are not a flight risk. We don't need to have cases in court that can be resolved outside of the court, because we already have enough immigration court. Like the immigration courts are backlogged enough, so we don't need to do that. So, and then what happened was the certain states, including my beautiful state of Texas, they brought a legal action in the district court here in Texas, I think in Brownsville, to enjoin. Enjoin means to stop this new policy that will have allowed people not to stay in detention, people to not to continue in court if they have other options. So okay, so that court enjoined this prosecutorial discretion policy, which means that the Biden administration had to stop it. So they stopped the policy. And of course, they sued in the Fifth Circuit, which is the circuit, one day. Hello, sorry, I'm back. I lost you. Okay, where was I? So I need to, again, this is Attorney Claudine Gassana. I'm sorry, we just got disconnected. My internet betrayed me, but let's get started. Let's continue. I don't know why. Okay. Right, let me start sharing again. I don't know what this one is doing. Okay, let me go here. This is not the. So I was talking about the new updates, the new immigration updates. I spoke about the. Please bear with me. I need to. Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Bear with me so I can bring up. So we got disconnected, so I don't even know how this is gonna work. I was talking, this is Claudine Gassana, immigration attorney here in Houston, Texas, giving you our bi-weekly, hold on, what did I say now? Resume, okay. Sorry, giving you the bi-weekly updates. Let me bring up this slide I want to share with you guys. Okay, what did it say? Gosh, telling you this in, try to be tech savvy and stuff, but yeah, easy, because it's crazy. Anyways, but hey, I hope you bear with me, and I will try to. Okay, right. Here was I. Why does it say it's not working? Oh gosh. Okay, stop share, and then I'm gonna share again. I'm sorry. I hope you bear with me, guys. Oh no, that's not what I want to share. This one. No, stop share, and then share something else. So I just want to share with you, because when I speak, sometimes it's better when I also have some new. I don't understand what this means. Okay, let me stop sharing and start again. This is just disappointing. Okay. All right, so I hope you can see. So I was, the House passed the bill that will include lawful resident pathway to undocumented children, TPS holders, farm workers. So that's what I talked about. Finally, it might be able to happen after all this time we have been waiting, but this bill also has to be approved in the Senate, has to be passed the Senate. We're hoping, since this is they call a reconciliation bill, it does not require 60 votes, and all Democrats, senators, including the vice president, who usually breaks the tie whenever it's necessary, they will approve it. So we are hoping this is going to pass, but the details, we don't have all the details yet. So they just worked on the framework. They will decide what are going to be the details. All right, so and then I was talking about the prosecutorial discretion when I got disconnected. So I have this Wi-Fi, sometimes it's not stable. Yes, so as of August 26, all the legal actions that have been going on in the federal courts here, the Fifth Circuit, which is the the level before you go to the Supreme Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, depending in which region the legal action was brought in. So has decided that has decided to stay or to suspend the prosecutorial the injunction of the prosecutorial discretion policy indefinitely, or until further notice. So that means, as of yesterday, the injunction halting the Biden administration PD, is still in effect, or has been halted. So they can, it's still in effect. So that means, like, we cannot, the ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement cannot make a discretion on which cases to move forward, which cases to close, which cases to just let go, play out outside of the courtroom, or to who to detain and not to detain. They have to go by what was put in place by the Trump administration. So one of the important update I need to give you is that, and it's very important, if you're someone who's applying for a green card, it doesn't matter if you are in the US or you are outside of the US, starting October 1st, 2021, every applicant applying to become a lawful permanent resident, to hold a green card, to reside in the United States permanently, they must complete the COVID-19 vaccine series. So, and they have to provide documentation of vaccination to the civil surgeon in person before completion of the medical exam. The COVID-19 vaccination requirement will differ from previous requirements in that the entire vaccine series, 1 and 2 doses, unless they take the Johnson & Johnson, must be completed in addition to other routine required vaccines. So that, and actually one of my colleagues, they send their client to go get the medical exams, and the physician already told them they have to have the COVID vaccine, because starting October 1st, all medical exams for people who, when you apply a green card, maybe we discuss that in another video. One of the requirements is that you have to show you don't have any public health public health inadmissibility, like you will not cause communicable diseases or that sort of diseases to the US. So you have to come in good health. Doesn't mean you have to be healthy all the way, but you undergo a medical examination where they give you administer vaccines and take all those X-ray and all those examinations to see if your health is in good shape, and if you need some vaccines or sometimes you need treatment, you have to undergo before you are able to be approved to become a lawful permanent resident. Okay, what is next? Oops. All right, so next, actually, I should have done it like this. Next is, that's what I was talking about. Next is the court ordered, this is one of the Trump era policies. So the court ordered that remain in Mexico policy must continue. When Trump came in the office, he brought on like almost 400 over new immigration policy executive orders, so many. And now the Biden administration is trying to correct those. So one of them is remain in Mexico. And what is remain in Mexico? Remain in Mexico basically was brought by, was set up or was introduced by the Trump, which required people who were coming through the southern border, they must remain in Mexico. They must apply for asylum in Mexico, even if they're applying to the US. Stay in Mexico until the judge decides their case. So what was happening is like there will be, they will say, we are seeking asylum in the US, okay? Go ahead and go into Mexico. So I didn't travel to Mexico, but some of my colleagues traveled to Mexico, and they were living in bad conditions, some of them in tents, children, and, in Mexico, some places are not safe at all. Some were, harmed. And the Biden administration, that was the policy number one that it took. It stopped, like it terminated. But again, the states sued, and one court. What it takes is one district court to stop or to say no, you can't stop this policy. This policy must go on. So this policy went all the way to the Supreme Court, to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the U.S. Supreme Court this week also sided with the states, including Texas, Louisiana, and the other states, other red states that brought the lawsuit to keep this policy going. So basically now this policy will continue, although the Biden administration stated that they will keep fighting to remove this policy because it's not humane. People are seeking asylum in the US and you are asking them to stay in Mexico. And they don't have a court system. They don't have their court in date in Mexico. They have to travel to the US on their court date. And some of them were not receiving their notice of hearing. And once you don't receive your notice of hearing and you miss your hearing date, the judge orders you removed because you did not show up to your court. But they didn't know they had court. They didn't have any. They didn't have any way to be provided their court hearing notices, to have access to attorneys, to interpreters. So it's not a good policy to keep, but now it's going to stay. So I don't know how the Biden administration is going to enforce it, since they don't want to enforce it. And as of right now, 70,000 migrants were subject to this program. So we don't have numbers of how many succeeded in the asylum or other asylum cases, or how many were afforded due process, were afforded really the right to pursue to stay their claim, because when you seek asylum, it's a humanitarian action. The country has to hear you. So we don't know if this is where this is going, but the court has decided that this policy must go on. So let me go fast. Okay, so the last update I want to give you is that the forms I-130, which is a relative petition, forms I-360, for VAWA cases or other special immigrant visa cases, and form I-485, the adjustment of status. The new editions are coming up on October 26, 2021. That means USCIS will only accept new edition that day. The new edition was, released on July 20th, 2021. So if you have any case pending, sometimes you have clients here, they drop their forms and then they drag their feet. So, but the forms change. And once the forms change and you send the old version, the old edition, they will reject your case. So make sure, if you're filing a marriage petition, a family petition, a VAWA petition, a special immigrant petition, an adjustment of status petition, and it is after October 26th of 2021, make sure you have the right edition form. So the edition form, it's on the lower, it's where I wish I had a form. Maybe actually I do. Do I? Okay, I was gonna show you a form, but I don't have it here right now. But the form on the form on the left side at the bottom, it shows which edition is. So the edition must be July 20th, 2021. Okay, so those are the new updates that I have for you in terms of what has been happening in the last 2 weeks. So those are the new main. There's more, but I think these are the more important that I wanted to provide you. Okay, so now I'm going to share another video. Today I promised I was going to talk about in Kinyarwanda, I'm going to talk about how to become or what you need to do to become an attorney in the US when you were trained outside of the US. So I'm going, in this part of the video or the presentation, I'm going to try to speak in Kinyarwanda, obviously, because most people who ask me are from Rwanda. Now, can I find it? Because I had it here. I'm from Rwanda, so that's on. That's what I want to share. What was this? Oh. Okay. All right. So let me share now. Is this, no, that's not the one. It's funny that like I was telling you, dude. It's clear. All right. I want to share this one. One moment to post this one. Okay. Okay, here's it. Let me see if I can share this one now. This should be it. No, it's not. Gosh, isn't this amazing? Let's see if this one is it. No, it's not. Sorry. Oh, guys. What is he saying? I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I will find it. So, ubu ngubu ngiye kuvuga mu Kinyarwanda. Ubu rero sinzi nongera kwintroduza encore files. Let's go to files. No file. Basic. Okay, reka njye aha ngaha nshaka indi. Recent open. Okay, here it is. All right. So ubu ngubu ngiye kuvuga mu Kinyarwanda. So ariko nateguye PowerPoint slides mu Cyongereza kugira ngo nyine n'abandi baza kureba bakeneye kumenya, kuko ntago ari twe twenyine Abanyarwanda dukeneye kumenya ibyo ngiye kuvuga. So mbere y'uko mvuga kuri iyi video nagira ngo mbahe a little bit of background. Nitwa Claudine Umuhire Gasana, ndi Umunyarwandakazi, mba muri Houston, Texas, muri Amerika. Nkaba ndi umunyamategeko cyangwa se ndi lawyer, ndi umwavocat, ndi maître Claudine Gasana. Uti rero wabaye lawyer gute? Ndi hanga ndi mu biro, urabona ko mfite my frames nyine yerekana diplome na license. So wabaye lawyer gute? So nize mu Rwanda, ngewe nize muri université, nize muri ULK, twiganye ULK muraho neza. So nize amategeko muri ULK, hanyuma noneho nkora mu Rwanda, nyuma mbona opportunity yo kuza muri Amerika, natsindiye lottery. Niyo lottery ya mbere mu buzima natsindiye. So nza muri Amerika noneho, ariko ndavuga nti ngewe nzaza nkomeze nyine kuba juriste ko nawe uri mu juriste ntabwo nari mu roya muri baho y'u Rwanda nari umujuriste nakoraga muri komisiyo ishinzwe impunzi ubwo yagiye muri minisiteri ya disasters y'ibiza so ariko ndi umujuriste chargé de protection nkorana n'impunzi nabwo numva immigration yabaye I guess niyo navukiye gukora nkorana n'impunzi baburanira donc tubafasha amategeko yabo twakoze kuri carte des réfugiés dukora adopta convention de Genève convention ya Genève yita ku mpunzi niyo mpamvu nyiri sometimes iyo ndimo kuvuga ku bya immigration hano hari ukuntu hano batreta impunzi cyangwa bashaka gutreta impunzi bindenga kuko ahundi nta hantu usubiza impunzi n'iwacu Rwanda impunzi twarazakiraga kandi dufite igihugu gitoya n'ubu abanya-Afghanistan bari kujyayo so anyways ngo noneho rero ngeze muri mbere ko ngira muri Amerika ndavuga ko ngiye nashaka gukomeza kuba umujuriste noneho ariko nza kubona ko hano muri Amerika kugira ngo wexerce donc nk'umuloya nk'umunyamategeko wize amategeko waje kwiprononsa kuri dossier ugomba kuba ufite license you have to be licensed to be an attorney okay so ubwo mbere y'uko nza narebye ibikenewe byose ibyo nagomba kuvana mu Rwanda ndabizana so ubwo rero nagira ngo mvuge niki like what does it take for a foreign trained attorney to be eligible to practice in the US? Alright, so icyambere no kumenya ngo okay mbere yuko mbabwira ibikenewe reka none mbabwira hano muri Amerika uko bigenda mu Rwanda iwacu urangiza secondaire ukagenda imyaka 4 muri université ukagira licence en droit ukaba nyine ubaye umunyamategeko noneho washaka gupracticinga muri baho ugakora examen ya bar okay na rero uko bigendaho you have to have a bachelor's degree no kuvuga ngo kuba lawyer no kugira it's an advanced degree it's a professional degree okay wanza kwiga bachelor's degree ni licence myaka ine cyangwa 5 bitewe na mpuza wiga imyaka 4 muri college hano muri Amerika bakora college hano ugafata wenda abenshi biga icyongereza nkuko natwe ngiye nize muri secondaire nize indimi numva nyine ni ikintu indimi kugira ngo amategeko ni amagambo no kwandika so abenshi biga indimi cyangwa se bakiga political science kuko abantu benshi b'abanyamategeko babagenda bakaba president hafi ya bose uretse hari Trump Trump mu bagize mu president baba hafi uvuye kuri Clinton Bush Obama uvanyeho Trump Biden bose bize amategeko na bari lawyers they were lawyers so abantu benshi bajya muri law school naho bajya kwiga law school baba barakoze licence cyangwa bachelor's degree in English political science ariko sometimes ushobora gusanga umuntu actually boss wanjye wa mbere yarakoze bachelor's degree muri engineering noneho waba umu engineer noneho nyuma yaho aza kuba interested yo kuba umuloya nabyo birashoboka so ugomba nyine kuba ufite bachelor's degree noneho nyuma yaho ugomba gukora examen yitwa LSAT iyi examen rero ugomba kuyikora ukabona amanota ahagije kugira ngo bakwemere mu mashuri so hano muri Amerika hari so many law schools ariko noneho hari law schools bita top 50 so iyo ushaka kwiga nk'ubwo objective yawe ushaka kugira ngo ugire muri university ukora university nk'ibihumbi urumva Amerika ni igihugu kinini so ugomba gushaka university cyangwa law school iri top 50 iri za mbere 50 za mbere kugira ngo ugire amashance y'ibintu ukiva mu ishuri kubona akazi n'iki bareba aho wize n'iki okay noneho ubwo ugakora examen watsinda bitewe n'amanota wakoze n'izindi ni byinshi cyane nta n'ubwo amanota gusa bisaba byinshi bisaba rimwe wenda umuntu azabikoraho ikiganiro rimwe nyavuga nzandika n'igitabo bisaba ubona amanota ukabona byose basaba uka applyinga kuri university ntibakwemere kuko harimo ibintu byinshi by'ibimenyane, harimo no kugira ngo umuntu aguhe recommandation cyangwa se umuntu kwerekana extracurricular activities. Niyo mpamvu ubona ababyeyi dushyira abana muri za siporo, mu kwiga izindi ndimi, kwerekana yuko uri umuntu uri sinzi muri sosiyete nyine, kumva ko aba lawyers benshi bavamo bakaba aba leaders, bakwerekana izindi skills zitari izo mu ishuri gusa. Ubwo noneho nyine ukaba wamara kupasa admitted by an accredited law school. So it is accredited, it's a big deal. Hari university nyinshi zitari accredited. Donc ABA, there's an association of bar, American Bar Association, ABA. Ni nk'urugaga, niko navuga urugaga rw'avoka, right? Yeah, urugaga rw'avoka muri Amerika yose. Rwa credita ama law schools, rwa credita cyangwa se ruha uburenganzira amashuri ya universite yigisha amategeko. Hari universite nyinshi zishobora kwiga ngaho ziraho zidasaba ibi byose. Izo rero ntabwo baziga, mugomba gushaka accredited law school. Noneho rero ukiga imyaka 3. Law school ndi kuvuga nyine ku muntu utigeze yiga droit, umuntu uzi hano umwana wenda cyangwa uzi ari umujene avuga ati ngiyewe ndashaka kwiga droit, mfite bachelor's degree, ngiye kwiga ninakora iki ngo nige droit. That's the option. Ubwo noneho biga imyaka 3, hanyuma nyuma y'imyaka 3 ukabona degree bayita JD, cyangwa se mu twebwe twize hanze izi zacu ni LLB. Okay, cyangwa bize muri sinzi impamvu ntayigize to that. Okay, now so no license to practice law. You must rero kubona iyo degree ntabwo biba birangiye, ugomba kujya muri leta. Hano dufite leta 50, dufite ama states 50 states in the US. Each state has its own bar. Hano muri Amerika ni igihugu cy'uduhugu dutoya. Ni ukuvuga leta ya New York, leta ya Texas, leta ya Louisiana, leta ya Kentucky, Idaho, bose bafite baho. Ni ukuvuga ngo kugira ngo ubashe gupracticing, ubashe kurepresenta umuntu muri iyo leta, ugomba gufata bar exam cyangwa se ugatransfera cyangwa se ugakora ibyo reciprocity. So ubwo rero ukirangiza kwiga bitewe naho uba we, niba ushaka gusubira iwanyu, niba ushaka kujya muri New York, ushaka kujya hehe, uragenda ugafata iyo bar exam. Hari abanyeshuri noneho bo bafata na exam nyinshi, bafata nk'imyaka 2 bakora ya New York, ya DC, ya New Jersey, ya Texas, ya California, ya hehe. So ugomba nyine kwiga. So bar exam rero cyangwa se exam zo kubona license to practice law ziba 2 mu mwaka. Akenshi ziba muri February. So let me go back. Ziba muri February, mu kwa 2 no muri July no mu kwa 7. So umuntu agomba passing a bar exam to be authorized to practice law in that state. However, there's a federal practice. So nka domaine je nkoramo ni immigration. Immigration ntago ari domaine ya eta, ni domaine fédérale. So kera muri droit niga muri international public law, bakubwira nyine des états fédérés na état fédéral. So it's a federal state, the whole US is federal, but kagira tu eta nyine. No hari domaine nka immigration, bankruptcy, elderly law, hariyo human rights cyangwa se civil rights. Izo ni federal practices kuko ni amategeko y'igihugu cyose, ni amategeko ari agenga amaita yose. It doesn't matter if it's Texas or New York. Immigration law is the same. It's a federal matter. It's not a state matter. So when you practice a federal matter, it doesn't matter which type of ugomba kufite uri admitted in one of the 50 states. It doesn't matter which one. It could be Idaho, it could be New York, it could be Texas, it could be Kentucky. Kuko ugiye practicinga federal law. Ariko icyo gihe wirinda gupracticinga cyangwa wirinda gukora amaka ya state law. Amaka ya state law ni nka family law, criminal law, contract law. Izo ni za state law. Ariko immigration, bankruptcy, civil rights law, intellectual property law is only domain federal law. You can practice as long as you have a license in one of the 50 states. Okay, now what's now? Okay, so we're going to bahaye bahaye overview y'ubusanzwe uko umuntu nyine hano muri Amerika uri hano muri Amerika utarize droit udafite background ya droit ese ya law ni gute bigenda bite. So now you are an attorney. Nkanjye naje ndi trained, I say trained attorney because I was not licensed in Rwanda. I was a trained attorney, nize law. So niba warize law mu gihugu cyawe none ubonye uje hano ubonye opportunity yo kuza muri Amerika urashaka kuguma muri iyo domaine yawe uri lawyer, ese ubigenda ese usubira inyuma, ese ugomba gutangira bundi bushya. What does it happen? So good news is amayita yose siko yemerera abanyamahanga, abantu bize droit, abantu bize amategeko mu mahanga kuza ngo bagire opportunity yo gukomeza batabashije gusubiramo. Ariko hari eta which makes sense, eta nini nka Texas. Actually Texas is new, byatwaye imyaka myinshi kugira ngo babashe kwemerera foreign attorneys to practice law. Byatwaye imyaka myinshi, ariko nko muri 2014 niho I think niho finalement bakoze amendment y'amategeko ku buryo no foreign attorneys can practice law. New York has been since the beginning. New York, California, kuko nizo big states, abantu bose byo muri Amerika ni New York, right? New York na California, ariko izo leta nazo zifite exam ikomeye cyane mu gihugu cyose. New York number 1, California number 2, and then Texas. Izo leta eshatu iyo wakoze exam zayo uri umwavoka wemeye mu gihugu cyose, like wagukurira ingofero. No, Louisiana yo ntabwo yishyizemo, nuko Louisiana ni eta iri particular, ni eta kera yari colonize n'Abafaransa, niyo eta yari colonize n'Abafaransa kera. Uziko na Amerika yakolonijwe n'Abongereza, yari colonize n'Abafaransa Louisiana. Nyuma yaho noneho baza kwemeranya nyine ubwo bayiha Abongereza nabo bagira independence. Louisiana rero ifite systeme franco-germanique, ifite systeme twizemo mu Rwanda y'Abafaransa, ku buryo abantu bize muri systeme franco-germanique which ari nka abantu benshi ndetse abantu bo mu Bwongereza no mu bihugu bya Afurika, n'abantu nko muri Cameroon hari igice kimwe kiri anglo-saxon, n'ikindi na Uganda, Kenya, izo ni common law cyangwa anglo-saxon, ariko abenshi systeme yo mu Rwanda twebwe wacu ni franco-germanique, niyo twizemo, ni nayo ubwo bigamo nuko bagerageza to mix a little bit, ariko still franco-germanique. Nk'ubu hano muri Amerika ukabona diplome yanjye bagakorera evaluation bavuga ko muri systeme franco-germanique, ntabwo twize in a common law system. Okay, so abize muri common law system rero ayo anglo-saxon, ubwo nyine abatazi amategeko n'ibindi bindi. Izo ni systeme ebyiri ziri ari anglo-saxon, hakabaho na franco-germanique y'Abafaransa cyangwa n'Abadage. So ubwo abize muri common law rero bo ntabwo bibagora, baraza icyo basaba no kuba bafite license cyangwa se bachelor's degree LLB in law. Noneho ubu icyo gihe baba bari eligible to sit for the bar, baragenda bakahita bakora examen, iriya twavuze bar exam muri zeta navuze hejuru. Hari n'izindi leta ntabashe kuvuga, ariko izi nizo ziri main states. Bagakora bar exam, ubwo batsinda bakaba ari nyine lawyers, bakahita babona zino certificate, izi license. Noneho rero abataba mu bihugu by'Abongereza cyangwa common law anglo-saxon, bo uko babigenza cyangwa ibyo basabwa, ugomba gusubira mu ishuri ukiga masters of law. So ubwo ngewe uko navuye mu Rwanda nize masters of law. Rero mbere yuko ujya muri masters of law rero ntago byoroshye, ugomba gukora examen y'Icyongereza TOEFL, ukabona amanota ari hejuru y'100, I think 90 cyangwa 100. ubundi nyine ugashakisha ukapurayinga kuri universite, ngiye aho nabaga Georgia, icyo gihe niyo naje nca, ntabwo banyemereye kandi nari mfite amanota, nari mfite everything byuzuye, ntabwo banyemereye. So undi mwaka wa kabiri icyo nakoze napurayinze ku ma universite menshi ashoboka mu gihugu hose, Texas harimo, Boston, Massachusetts, New York, ahantu hose. Nuko mbona nyine niyo mpamvu nimukiye Texas, mbona aho nimukiye nyine kuri SMU School of Law, university nziza cyane, iri top of 50, like I was telling you, ni naho President Bush afite library, so it's a good university, very connected, nahavanye connection nyinshi, byatumye ngeraho ngeze ubu, kubona akazi ka mbere n'amastage n'iki. So ubwo rero ugomba kubona masters of law, wamara gukora masters ni mwaka umwe, donc gukora amakuru kuko utarize muri domaine cyangwa muri common law, hari amasomo yo muri common law system. That's another thing. So ababishaka bazasabe mbabwire what is common law, what is Franco-Germanic system, nzabibabwira. Ariko noneho hari amasomo yo muri common law twebwe tutize, cyangwa n'amasystem, uburyo system so les principes de droit, principles of law ni universal, ariko noneho the process and the procedures biratandukanye. Rero amakosi ugomba kwiga bagusaba ngo wige, noneho ugashyiraho n'ayandi nyine, ubwo iyo wiga ubwo ati ni ayahe masomo babaza muri bar exam tutizi iwacu, cyangwa se bitandukanye nka property law, nka contract law, ni amasomo akomeye, niyo base ya bar exam. Ayo nayo ngiye narayize, nubwo donc nize amasomo menshi, byasabye kwiga cyane kugira ngo ntegure nyine exam. Wigira kugira ngo pass no exam, utayipashije ntabwo ushobora gupracticinga law. Okay, so ubwo nyine wiga iyo LLM, hanyuma noneho ubwo yes, ugomba you must take the required credit hours and then ugakora exam. So ngiye nakoze bar exam in 2010. Icyo gihe nahisemo, twese twahitagamo New York, California ni kure, puis New York niyo irimo international. Nakoze New York, I'm a licensed attorney in New York. It was the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. It was difficult. So now abantu benshi rero bakunda gucika intege iyo watsinzwe rimwe. Iyo utsinzwe rimwe urongera ugakora. So njyewe natsinzwe rimwe, ntabwo natsinze bwa mbere, kuko nakoraga, nanigaga nkora, nari mfite akazi deja, narabonye akazi muri yes, narakoraga ariko nabona akazi muri domaine, ariko narakoraga still kuko nagomba kwishyura nyine amabizi, ubuzima bwa hano tubamo. Ariko noneho niga nyine matière. So when you take the bar exam, icyo umenya, ntabwo wiga matière gusa, ntabwo wiga whatever the matière, vous comprenez, ntabwo wiga matière cyangwa se ntabwo wiga ngo ushyire mu mutwe. No, when you take this bar exam, kandi ntabwo ari bar exam n'abaganga n'abandi ba engineer n'abaki muri domaine zose zikorera zino professional certificates of professional licenses. Hano muri Amerika bafite ukuntu babaza, the system yo kubaza. So then the second time icyo nakoze, nize gukora exam sasa. Gukora exam kuko bari chronometre, ibari timed, it's very tight, it's a timed exam. It's very intense and it's very long. It's so many questions, and you have to know how to do it. So you time yourself and train and practice. So the second time, I practice, nariga cyane byo sindiga gutya ndatsinda nyine, ariko n'abakora inshuro eshatu, abakora inshuro enye, kandi si Abanyarwanda gusa, hari abashuti mfite twiganye b'Abanyamerika, mind you, bize hano bagenda bagatsindwa rimwe, bagatsindwa kabiri, bagatatu bagatsinda. So icyo nshaka kuvuga nuko ntucike intege, you have to do it until you pass, and you will pass eventually. So I passed on the second time. The rest is history. So nuko rero that's how you get to practice law. And practice law in New York, since I've been practicing for 10 years now, 10 ntago ngombera gukora Texas bar. So you must uri umuloya practicing a full time, then you get to get a waiver ugatransfera your credentials muri Texas. Ubu ngubu ndi muri process yo kubona Texas bar exam, which I did not need kuko nababwiye ko nkora immigration 100%, ariko it's good to have. Ndashaka kugira Texas bar license, so narapayinze, donc nohereje ibyo ngomba kohereza, ntegereje ko ba revisinga my application, none bakampa license. Nagombye gukora exam kuko nakoze New York. New York is the hardest exam in the US. By the way, rimwe ndi kwaka akazi, umuntu yabonye my CV, oh wow, you passed hano muri Texas, oh wow, you passed the New York bar. I'm like, yes, okay, akazi urakabonye kuko that's the hardest one. So now maze imyaka n'icumi nkora, noneho I also practice in federal district court. Like Columbia, Texas, it's a given. They have to, because, you know, I don't have anything else to prove. So anyway, that's how it's done. Let's see what's next. Well, yeah. So actually, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about federal. So you can practice in federal law. And also, you want your license to practice law. Kugira ngo ujye nko gukurana mu nkiko federal, you have to also be admitted. So you have admission, ugasaba admission muri the circuit, ugasaba admission muri the US Supreme Court. Ni hakaba na za specialisation, nk'ufite nkora immigration ni ntuza ya specialisation. Nayo hari ibyo bita board certification. You can be board certified immigration attorney, board certified personal injury. So then hari izindi andi mashami yongeraho, ariko the main thing ni ukubasha kubona iyi bar exam. So, you know, ugomba kubona ama transcripts, your transcripts zawe ukaba valid. Donc kuri buri eta ushobora kubona ngo Texas bar exam cyangwa New York bar exam, ukareba ibikenewe ukabitanga, kuko niba warize twese abize mu Rwanda kuko ni kubwira, cyangwa se abize n'ahandi bize nahera abakurikira bize atarize mu Bwongereza. Abize mu Bwongereza ho it's easy, you come and sit for the bar kuko bize muri system y'Abongereza. Akabandi ugomba gukora ino bar exam. Ahantu twahuragamo New York, twarimo n'abantu bava mu Faransa, abantu bava muri Afurika ahantu hatandukanye, abantu bava mu Burayi, mu Budage. Hari mu ishuri aho nize umuntu actually mentor wanjye yari Umudage, so akambwira ati yes, kora ino LLM, ariko make sure you take all these bar courses because nazo zirakenewe. Vraiment ndamushimira. So abantu bose nyine bagomba, they have to take to have the to have this masters of law, which, you know, kugira masters is good, you know, it's good. Because the masters of law in international law, yes, you can see it there. And harimo ugafata nyine na bar exam, nyine ukiga watsinda, vraiment yitsinze, I mean, ushobora kwikorera, ushobora gukorera abandi, ushobora gukora za NGOs. So that's what it is. So okay, thank you for watching. So I thought I was gonna talk about this coronation job, as I say, ni gute nawe umuloya. So now aho kugira ngo ngende nsubize umuntu umwe nafashe icyemezo cyo gukora YouTube video. So buri wese uzajya mbaza nzajya I'm gonna direct them to this YouTube video. Okay, so now let me stop sharing, and thank you so much for following me. And you know, I hope to continue providing more information. So for those who don't understand Kinyarwanda, I was talking about how a foreign trained attorney can be allowed to practice law in the US. So this is how they can. So you have those slides also. And you know, any other topics you want me to discuss, I'll be happy to discuss. I wish you a happy weekend. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay healthy and safe, and be blessed. And please subscribe, follow, share. You know, so we can educate each other and be here for each other. Okay, bye. Stay blessed.